Hello everyone, welcome back to Let's Replay Bastion. Last time Zia accompanied us back to the Bastion, and she sang the game's first vocal track, voiced by Ashley Barrett, and we got the second to last core.
He's surprised when I tell him there's only one core left. I shouldn't have believed it either.
So even though there's one more core to collect, that one that we just placed in the Bastion actually unlocks the last foundation of land.
Here a kid can pay respect to the old world and earn it in kind.
This last building, the memorial, allows you to undertake vigils, which are little challenges or in-game achievements, which upon completion reward you with fragments. Alright, and we'll check the lost and found real quick, because I want to see if we can find anything that I can dig into for some lore. Nope, still just upgrade materials, so we'll get Zia's perspective on some stuff.
Most of the Ura never got a taste of Caelandia's fine goods, unless they were born and raised in the city like Zia here. Sure, the world's all gone to pieces farther than the eye can see, but leave it to this gal to point out the amazing view. Girl tried to run away from home one time, but the marshals stopped that, didn't they? So many secrets in there and she can't even read it. Her father's own journal.
So the important takeaway from all that is that one, Zia was raised in Caelandia even though she's an Ura, and she can't read her father's journal, which is written in the Ura language.
If only I'd known half the secrets of the Calamity were tucked away in that book, I'd have worked to translate it right away.
So those are the secrets that are contained in the hidebound journal that Zia's father wrote. All has to do with the Calamity.
A scientific journal written in Zulf's native tongue. He learned so much from it. Too much.
And that sounds really dire. Before we continue on into the outskirts...
Oh, those books ain't as bad as they look.
We're going to take on another who knows where, so that we can go a little bit more in-depth with some of the characters. This one actually doesn't contain that much new information. It was free DLC, and it was only accessible in New Game Plus. I think it still is. So I'll do the same thing I did before with the smoking pipe. I'll do a wave and summarize a little bit.
This ain't about me.
Because they're really long.
Where I'm coming from.
This one is a lot more just kind of flavor text heavy. It's a book from Rux's childhood, and it goes through in alphabetical order and gives a little line of dialogue for each letter. Like, he should mention the first one here in a second. I think he talks about the goddess Akobi who holds you to your oaths. He mentions how In Case of Trouble is a famous adventuring song in Caelandia. In Case of Trouble is the name of the theme that you hear in the main menu, by the way.
Things. Though all these years I've held on to a stash of old books from when I was young.
So Rux claims that this history book is from when he was a kid, but it's clearly a mix of history and a children's book. One cool inclusion is about Nordy the Bird Boy. We've either heard his name or we will hear it coming up. He's one of the petrified Caelandians who didn't make it. And the last page of the book is torn out, so it opens up the really likely possibility that it's actually written by Rux. So we're going to keep rotating through and go through that cluster rocket. I'm going to go with the cannon and the Caelandian hammer. Let's see what looks good. Knockback of rockets won't launch automatic. What does that do? Oh, it means I can line up shots better when it's charged up. That's nice. Blast radius sounds good.
Now, who would have taught a kid to do a thing like that?
Reload speed versus damage. I don't know, both sound good. Lean towards damage. I'll take blast radius again. Big splash damage. Yeah.
Take my word for it. Don't ever drop one.
And then rockets seek out foes. That sounds really good. Rockets tracking enemies seems really good since it's tricky to aim the cannon. And what do we have for the hammer? 10% crit sounds alright. I like the reliable damage more, though. Defend for a few seconds and attack. I don't like standing still or blocking. Oh, wait a minute, hold on. Attack without moving for that one. On second thought, we'll go with the focus attack. 100% extra crit damage, or... should I go back and change the top row upgrade? Nah. And then I definitely want the armor piercing. I need that. And then, yeah, the 25% more crit chance and a ton of crit hit damage versus the 75% extra base damage. former seems way, way
We
better.
track the final core beyond the city to the wilds.
I wonder how things stack, actually. I wonder if it's additive or multiplicative. There's no actual stat
In
screen, I
time, we
don't
charted
think
the
that I
wild
can
unknown,
check.
But we kept the name.
I'm happy
Place
with these
is so
upgrades, though.
raw, even the Calamity couldn't cook it. Not all of it.
So we're venturing out into the wild outskirts now to... Oh, I don't want to pick up the dueling pistols. Don't want to do that. I want to stick with the Cael Hammer. And... counter you. I think that's a new enemy type. And the cannon for now. The cannon, I was saying, is a little bit tricky to aim once it's charged up, because unlike the other ranged weapons in the game, it doesn't lock on to a target. Oh, hey. These things can get pretty annoying when they phase out of reality. And that would be the cannon. I opted mostly for a higher blast radius on the cannon because it already does tons of damage. No real need to increase the damage further.
Pecker's got the core, like they're building a bastion of their own. The welcoming committee scrambles to attention. Didn't expect the kid so soon.
Jesus, I'm getting messed up by these birds. Come on. Oh, it phased out at the last second. Come on.
Not to touch those things. They
There we go.
shouldn't have let their guard down. Getting that core was one thing. Getting out's gonna be another. He digs his way out of the clearing, but the wilds won't let him go without a fight.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Wallflowers survive the calamity.
it's a little too easy to be real. So we have wallflowers. I didn't catch the
Let's
name
take
of
it
this
real
enemy.
slow when pincushions are afoot.
Thank you, Rux. Pincushions. Pincushions and wallflowers. Oh, wow. The splash damage actually hurts me. Right. Gotta be careful about that. I'm still just gonna acclimate to it. It's been a long, long time since I played this. That shipment's gonna pop.
Shipments made it out this far.
Yeah, that's the price I pay for the higher blast radius. Is that it's gonna wind up hurting me a whole bunch. And then these put pin cushions, or I guess they're not really pin cushions,
Don't ever turn
fire
your
in a
back
set
on the
pattern.
pincushion.
Oh, they are pin cushions. So there are two variants of pin cushion.
Wow. Gives a wallflower a taste of its own medicine.
Yeah, I guess it's easier to
Kids
counter the
roused up
wallflowers
after wilds by now.
than trying to kill them regularly. Well, I'm going through a lot of tonic here. Damage is high in the wild outskirts. There's my goddamn wild
Then
weasel
kid gets
cluster
the
rocket
feeling
barrage.
he's being watched.
It's a secret skill I picked up.
Not by me. By a lunkhead. And lunkheads ain't fond of two-legged animals.
These lunkheads, I want to say they're armored. We'll find out. Ooh. Yeah, the cannon does not pierce the armored hide. Hammer does, though. I'm really happy I picked the armor-piercing upgrade on. I always like to have something that pierces armor. Whether it be... God! The cluster rockets don't either. Whether it be the pike or the hammer or something. Utility's too good.
Hardly any signs of the old Jocelyn camp.
Oh, wait, these heal me. That's handy, especially since I burned through all my tonics already. Oh, there's one up here.
The wilds already reclaimed this place.
What are those hallucinogenic plants called? Lung blossoms, I think? I think there's a line later on where he mentions, like, they'll eat your mind or something. Something pretty
After
cool.
all, he's got the final core. His journey's over, right? Well, no. It ain't. Not by a long shot. Kid knows something's up when we ain't there to give a warm welcome. See, Zulf and I were just wrapping up a heated discussion. Zulf can barely muster the words. The calamity failed, he says, but I will not. And with that, Zulf leaves us here, alone.
Zulf was so incensed by the secrets he found out in the hidebound journal about the calamity that he just trashed the place. Evidence of Zulf's rage against the Bastion. So we now have a fractured monument.
Zulf cursed the city, cursed the Bastion, cursed me, said he was going home. When Zulf got through reading that journal, he just snapped. Started smashing up the monument till I tried to stop him. Zulf banged up the monument pretty bad. But there's a way to put it back together. The shards. We're gonna need all of them to nurse the Bastion back to health.
So we're getting ready to embark on the second leg of our little MacGuffin collectathon. First it was collecting the, what were they, 7 or so cores? Now we're on to nursing the Bastion back to health with shards.
Brought the shards to the wilds. Now the kid's gonna bring them back. After Zulf's little episode, kid sets off in search of shards. First stop, Jawson Bog. You'll get lost in that bog, I told the kid, and I won't be able to guide you back. Well, I let him go. What else could I do? What could any of us do? Zulf put us in a real bind. Hurt the Bastion bad. But the shards can make it better. They're like smaller doses of the core's medicine.
The mood at this point in the game I love. It gets a lot more mournful, a lot more morose.
Shame the only place to fill that prescription is out here in the wilds. This place is intoxicating. Don't know where he's gone. Might be gone for good for all I know. Wherever he is. Somewhere I've never been.
And yet, as
Somewhere I never want to go.
dark and mournful as it gets, it's still kind of haunting and beautiful. Just kind of a signature Supergiant style. It's really great juxtaposition of beauty and sorrow. Just to navel gaze a little bit. And these are new enemy types. They seem to be exploding on contact. And we can pop the glowing luminescent spores. So right at the... Oh, I didn't even see Zia there. Hey.
The dead welcome him with open arms.
Yeah, that's
Kid pops him.
the bird boy I was talking about. That ring, one of them was Nordy.
That a survivor? No man.
Well,
It's a
get into
lonesome
some kind of
ghost
rhythm of countering. Nope. They didn't last long enough to get into that rhythm. Let's blow them all up.
What do you say to a kid who sees
And there's Zulf down there.
I'm Zulf of Liura. Pleased to make your acquaintance. Now the kid sees something stranger still. Did anybody else survive? Sure enough, he finds peckers, lunkheads, wallflowers, pincushions, vine apples, swamp weeds, ankle gators.
This part's really cool.
Now the Bastion can send him even farther into the wild unknown. Kid sets foot inside one of
the kid-
Ceylonia's famous watering holes.
Passes out at the foot of the shard, and just starts tripping balls. And it reframes a lot of what's going on in the game so far. And we travel through a lot of what we've already been through in this kind of condensed fashion. Oh, trying to get as many as possible. Ah, the splash damage isn't as high as I thought, and that bounced off him. What the hell? Okay, we'll just counter you. And poke.
Kid succeeds where the calamity.
I think I might have to destroy him again. The bartender.
Would you look at what he did to poor old Rondy, the bartender? Proper story is supposed to start at the beginning. It's so simple with this one. Now here's a kid whose whole world's alright, snoozing there on a rock in the sky.
Yeah, so this is all completely
He wakes
different.
up. I'm just fooling.
The dialogue, I mean.
He sees what's left of the rippling walls.
Rather, there are
Years of
little
work
small
undone
changes.
in an instant.
I'm not sure why
Sees
Pith
what's
in
left of
particular
Pith,
seems to
the
be
bull.
so important out of all the gods.
Gods, they're all undone.
Shadow
He
Kid!
sees what's left of his lifelong
So fun
friend.
fact, if you roll off the edge... Hold on. If you roll off the edge, he will just kill himself and just disappear.
His friend, he's come undone too. He sees what's left.
So, this might have been the kid's campsite while he was out at the Rippling Walls, or while he ventured out into the wilds. It's not totally clear. Love listening to Rux hum. Build that wall. This is such a cool section of the game. And we're not quite done with Jawsome Bog.
Near lost my train of thought just thinking about that place. The shard ain't lost either. Not anymore. Now to find a ticket out of this hole. Bootlickers dig their nasty thorns into his heels.
Bootlickers aren't so
Ever heard
bad.
of a lung blossom?
Oh, that's a lung blossom.
It's bigger than the stories say.
I thought the lung blossoms were the shroom-like
Like
things.
a scumbag sprung a leak.
So I think I can just range him out from here. Can't really. Oh nah. Hold on. Maybe I have to hit him while he's spewing stuff out. This is about to get a whole lot more hectic because we got pincushions coming in. We have more bootlickers. Bootlickers kind of remind me of those cactus enemies. Bootlickers kind of remind me of those cactus enemies from Mario. Oh god! Plus we have a lot of hallucinogens going on.
They say one whiff.
Let's get some wild weasel rockets flying. There we go. That was smoother than it probably should have been. Huh. Oh, this pincushion though. It's gonna be a problem.
Mother only knows what happened in the bog. Kid never much cared to speak of it. A shard is like a poor man's core, but beggars can't be choosers.
Alright, let's put that shard in the monument that's been trashed.
That's it. A few more shards like that, and we'll be back in business. A single shard can breathe new life into this place.
So now that we're onto the shard leg of the game, we can start
The
upgrading
shard's
all
got
of the
enough
buildings.
juice to spruce up any of these places.
Upgraded buildings typically give you access to just more
You
things.
need an awful big lost and found under the surface.
So I'm just gonna upgrade the Lost and Found because I already have access to all the tonics and the weapons and the upgrades and all that stuff. So that's gonna do it for now. Don't forget to subscribe for more daily gaming videos. And also leave a favorite, a like, a comment, all that stuff is helpful. And I really enjoy seeing it. Anyway, thanks for watching everyone. Take it easy. Have a good one.